It's the playoffs. Time for the preview for game one between the Montreal Canadiens and the Washington Capitals. Hey, everybody, I'm Rick. Thanks for joining me. Welcome to Talking Habs. We've got playoffs tonight. Um, I think Montreal's going to win tonight. Is that like sound crazy to you? I think a lot of people think it is, but I do not. I think Montreal has a really good chance to win, and I think they will. What I'm going to do here tonight is I got a bunch of stuff on the game. I've got some stats for the game, and I've got, as usual, this here the guess the score contest. Guess the score of the game, and the first goal scorer. I'm going to allow you tonight to pick a player from either team. And if that player gets the first goal, you'd win. So you get two chances. This is what it's going to be next season. We're going to start it now. So you can pick a guy. Well, pick a guy from each team. And if that guy is the first goal scorer, you win $10 directly into your bank account via Interact. But you need to be the first person in the chat with that guess. And you need to be from Canada to win. So good luck to everybody. So let's be clear. You can pick a player from each team, and if that player is the first player, either of those players is the first one to score tonight, you would win the $10. Okay? If it's not clear enough, I'll repeat it later. I'm going with 3-2 Montreal, and I'm going with either Ovi or Demidov. Ovi or Demidov. That's what I'm going with. So good luck to everybody. Leave that guess in the chat, and know when the game starts, no guesses are going to count because we're doing a preview tonight. I'm not doing a preview like this for every game, but it's the first game of the playoffs, so I figured I'd do it this way. All right. Before I see who's here, let's get right into it. Since December 3rd, Montreal is 32-18-8. And that's a .621 winning percentage. That's fifth in the league since in that time. Washington 34-16-8, .655 winning percentage, second in the league in that time. Habs are 15-5-6 since the Four Nations. Caps are 15-11-1. Montreal 7-1-2 in their last 10, 17-19-5 on the road during the season. Washington 4-6-0 in their last 10 of the season, 26-9-6 at home this season. Our number one line finished eighth among lines with 200 or more minutes at 5-on-5, and they generated 4.17 goals per 60 minutes. The Caps top line, which isn't intact tonight, was fifth with 4.69 goals per 60, but is down the one member, and that's Alexei Protas. I believe they're saying he'll be back at some point during this series, but he's not in there tonight. Sam Montembeault finished with 32 wins. Now, see, I got here 32, and then I've seen 31. I don't know what this, as I'm talking right now, if it's 31 or 32, but I think it's 32. And 2.82 goals against. Those are career highs. He also ranked fifth in goals saved above expected since the Four Nations and 13th overall for the season. Here's a goalie comparison for these two teams since the Four Nations break. Monty, 13-3-4 with a 2.48 goals against and a 9.12 save percentage. Dobish, 2-2-2, 2.80 goals against, 9.11 save percentage. Charlie Lindgren, 8-5-0, 2.91 goals against, 8.87 save percentage. And Logan Thompson, 7-4-1, 3.18 goals against, and an 8.80 save percentage. So if you look at those numbers, Montreal's goalies have been better overall. Well, I'll say Monty's been better than the other two. Dobish didn't play as many games, or maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know. I'm nervous for tonight for some freaking reason. Season series. Montreal lost 6-3 October 31st in Washington. Montreal lost again at home this time, 4-2, December 7th, and then they beat Washington 3-2, January 10th in Washington. So 2-0-1 is Washington's record. 2-1. No, 1-2-0 is Montreal's record. I'll get it eventually. Team stats. These are season. Obviously, neither of these teams have played in the playoffs yet. Power play percentage, 20.1% for Montreal, 23.5% for Washington. Penalty kill, 80.9% for Montreal, 82% for Washington. Face-off percentage, 50.8% for Montreal, 50.2% for Washington. And goals for per game, 2.96 for Montreal, 3.49 for the Caps. And goals against per game, 3.18 for the Habs, 2.79 for the Caps. So, I mean, a slight advantage here to Washington, I think, numbers-wise for the season. It's an advantage, but it's not that huge. Goalies tonight. Do I know who the goalies are tonight? I do. Sam Montembeault. So it was 31 wins, not 32. 31, 24, and 7. Still a career high for him. 2.82 goals against, 902 save percentage, 4 shutouts. And you got Logan Thompson in tonight, 31, 6, and 6, 249 goals against, and a 910 save percentage with 2 shutouts. Now, the difference there, Logan Thompson had got his 31 wins in a lot less games. I think he started 42 games and played in 43, and Monty has started 60 games. So that's a bit of a difference, but it is what it is. Lines for tonight for the Caps, Strome, Ovechkin, and Beauvillier. Beauvillier replacing Protas. Pierre-Luc Dubois, McMichael, and Tom Wilson. Lars Eller, Andrew Mangiapane, and Ryan Leonard in there. And people are going to say, look, Ryan Leonard is in there, and where's Reinbacher? Well, don't bother saying that. All right. Ryan Leonard, still like the guy, he's not our player. Nick Dowd, Brandon Duhaime, and Taylor Radish. And then we got Chychrun and Carlson, first pairing, Rasmus Sandin and Matt Roy, second pair, Alex Alexiev. And now that's a really creative first name for a guy that's named Alexiev. Trevor Van Riemsdyk, those are third pair, and Thompson with Lindgren backing him up. For the Habs, Suzuki, Caulfield, Slav, Dvorak, Anderson, Gallagher, Newhook, Laine, Demidov, Evans, Heineman, Armia, Matheson, Carrier, Gooley, Hudson, Struble, Savard, Sam Montembeault starting, and Dobish backing him up. And there you go. What do I have here now? I didn't really go through everything, did I? So I went through that. No, I did go through everything. No, I didn't. Now, why wouldn't I have gone through everything? Montreal is the youngest team. Yeah, I don't understand myself sometimes. Oh, I don't have this as the overlay. Montreal is the youngest team to make playoffs in the NHL history. 25.95 years old. It's like 0.05 younger than the next youngest team. Washington is 28 years, 0.56 on average. So they're a little older. In the last 12 games, Montreal's power play was a paltry 3 for 27, 11.1%. They need to get that going, or playoffs are not going to be good for them. Refs tonight, Kendrick, Nicholson, and, the great news of Francois Saint-Laurent, because that's what we needed. We needed Francois Saint-Laurent. Yeah. I'll just remind everybody, not after this, but after the game tonight, I'm going to be doing a members-only game review. If you want to see that, you got to take a membership, hit the join button, and you can go from there. And for $1.99 a month, you can get all the game reviews. I'm doing the members-only stuff after each game, even if the Habs go right to the end. So, take a membership, join the group, and thanks for doing that if you do that. All right. let's get on to what else do I have here? I've got all that. Let's see who's here, and we'll talk about this game. How's that? We'll do that. Paul, first one in. Hey, Paul, 4-2. Ovi, first goal. Aki says 4-3 Habs. Demidov. But now, listen, you each have to give another one. Now, I realize you probably did that before I gave you the what's up, but you can give a pick from each team. If one of those guys gets the first goal, you will win. So you're just adding an extra guy that could possibly get the first goal. That's how it's going to run next year. We're giving it a trial run here in the playoffs. So if you just want to add down on the bottom, like just go in, oh, my second guy is from the other team, okay? Aki, one of the D men will go down tonight, and Arbor will have to replace him for the next one. Is your other prediction? Well, I don't want a defenseman to go down though. So, I mean that's not what their wife said, but I don't want them to go down. So there's that. Habs Guru, 5-2 Caps. Pierre-Luc Dubois, first goal, and he'll give a Hab in a minute, I'm sure. Jack, hey Jack, I'm super excited. Let's go Habs, 3-2 Habs Suzuki. O'Doyle says 3-1 Demidov, and he's the first one with the double pick, 3-1, either Wilson or Demidov. Awesome. Rich J, 3-0 Slav. What I'll do is if somebody gets it, well, you'd have to get, yeah, okay. What I was about to say was stupid, yeah. If you've only given one, you don't have to upgrade or to the two players. My words aren't coming out tonight. But if you want to, you can do that. If not, well, we'll just go with what you got, okay? How about that? Aki's saying she will add Ovi to her list. Jack will add Strome as his other one, 3-2 Suzuki or Strome. We got Adam. Hey, Adam. 6-2 Caps, Ovi. Caps in 5, because he's nice. It's okay. I picked Ottawa in 7. Habs over washed out Capitals in 6. And Gallagher scores right away, 5-3 tonight. And Adam's going to come back with, but we won the first game. Doesn't matter. Even if we do lose tonight, we aren't in trouble until we lose at home. You know what, though? I mean, you're right, sort of, and yes, but you kind of want to win one of those 2 games on the road. You don't really want to go down 0-2 at all, but, I mean, you're right. Hey, Paulie, good to see you. It's been a while. 4-2, Washington. Strome first goal. Eric, 4-3, Habs in overtime. Dvorak. Remember, everybody, you can give a pick for a player from each team now. Some of you might not have heard me say it, but you can pick a player from each team for the first goal, and if one of them hits, then you would win. Eric Davis, 4-3 Habs in overtime. And if they're not in overtime, don't worry about it. Dvorak. Lucas, here we go, boys. And Eric also picks Tom Wilson. Have there been any overtime games yet? I don't know the answer to that, to be honest with you. I don't know the answer to that. How's that? What are you going to do? Go Habs, go. By the way, if you are interested after this show, you got time. It's a poem video that I just put out. Habs are in. It's about the playoffs. First round series. It's like 2 minutes long. Go check it out after the show. I'd appreciate it. Let me know what you think. Go back to that one. And yeah, okay, that's it. That's it. Nobody else? All right, what do I got to say? I really think Montreal has a chance here. Why do I think they have a chance? The Caps have kind of limped into the playoffs a bit, 4-6-0 in their last 10. And this is something I had said after Ovechkin got the record for the goals. That was their focus all season. then that happened, and their play fell off, and they started to lose. Well, they went 4-6-0. That was after, I believe, it was after he got the record. Yeah, I don't know. Could they refocus and get back on track for the playoffs? We're going to find out. I have a feeling that overall maybe they won't, and this will help to contribute to Montreal winning here. That's all I got right now off the top of my head. I don't know why. Everything else, I had a bunch of shit there, and it all went out the window. So, what do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think. We'll talk about it. Robert's got 5-3 Habs Suzuki. You can also pick a player from the other team, and if either one of them, obviously they both can't hit, but if either one of them scores the first, you'd win. It's going to be a little harder for that. I'm going to figure that one out because it's a little harder to check on that, but we'll see. Bye-bye. 4-3 Habs Galley first goal. That's why we're going to give it a run through in the playoffs, because if it doesn't work and hard for me to keep track of, and the big thing is, I always say you got to be the first one in the chat with that guess. They're so all over the place with I don't know if I'll be able to pick it out as easily. So I'm giving it a run through. Baby says their record at the end of the season sucked, and they are in a losing mode that we can take advantage of. This, and from what I understand, they're a little bit weak down the right side of their defense. I think it's the right side. And Montreal's strong on the left side of the offense. And that maybe that's something they can take advantage of. Logan Thompson is just coming off injury. If they can figure out what the injury was, because he's probably not 100%, and if they can figure him out by making him move around side to side a little bit, that maybe that they can also take advantage of that. So, you have butterflies? No, I don't have butterflies. Are you in the game? I don't have butterflies. I'm nervous. I'm anxious. A little bit nervous, a bit anxious, but I mean, my life's going to be just the same after whether they win or lose. That's really what, how I look at it. But everybody does their thing. So, yeah, I mean, I think that there are things for Montreal that they can possibly exploit on the Caps. And we'll see if they're able to. It's a young team for Montreal, not a ton of experience for the playoffs in our lineup, but I don't know. It doesn't mean that they can't have a good first series. I don't think Montreal will go deep into the playoffs, but I really do believe they can win this first round series. And, my dog's probably going to bark here and there. Hang on a sec. She doesn't usually listen to me, but you never know. All right. I don't know what else to say here. How much time are we here? Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, okay. I'll be here another 11. We got another 11 minutes. I got to leave at 6:30 because I got a couple things to do before the game starts. So I would like to have that stuff done. So yeah, you guys got the floor. What do you? If I can answer any questions, maybe something you'll ask will jog my memory of stuff I wanted to say. We'll go from there. I think keys for tonight, keys to victory tonight, power play and penalty kill. Apparently the Caps, I don't know the timeline for this, but apparently their power play right now is kicking in at 34%. Now, is that at home? Is that since formation? I don't know what the timeline is. So if that's the case, penalty kill is going to be big. Staying out of the box is going to be big. And then if we get any power plays, taking advantage of that is big. And now Montreal's power play is sucking right now. As I read out, 3 for 27 in their, last, I think it's 6 games, 8 games, something like that. And it's at 11.1% success rate. And that's just not going to cut it in the playoffs. You're not really going to go far or win much in the playoffs if you don't have a power play, that can contribute. Will my opinion of their chances to go deeper change if they win the first round in convincing fashion? Well, that's a fair question, and I don't really know the answer to that. I can only say, ask me that again if that's the case. Because then, it'll depend on who are they playing in the next round, who's gotten knocked out, are there any upsets and teams that we might have had to face that we won't, stuff like that, Bilesma fired as Kraken coach. Yeah, it's just one season, eh? I'm not really shocked by that. When he got hired, I kind of thought that's a weird hire, and now they fired him, so I'm not that surprised. All right, so there's that. So I think the Habs team that when they're winning, they've gone through these kind of started off on a down, up, down, up. So the team that's on the up that plays like that can win. If that team is the team that we've got in this series, I believe Montreal wins this series. If it's the other team, we're in trouble. Either way, great experience for this young team of Habs players going forward, getting some playoff experience. So, hey there, Charles. Happy Easter. If you celebrate, happy Easter. I do not. But if you do, there you go. It's about as good as you're going to get from me on that. But good to see you, Charles, as always. So, there you go. Let me know what you think of that. What do you guys think of their chances overall in this series, not just tonight in the game? Do you guys feel that they can win the series, or am I alone out here? I don't think I'm alone, but Bayby says 3 coaches gone so far. Yes, 3 coaches. Laviolette in New York, Bilesma in Seattle, and now I'm trying to think of who the other guy was. Oh, yeah, Cronin in Anaheim. Now that one, and I heard he's only there 2 years. That guy should never have, he should have been there 2 months and gone from what I understand. So I don't know what took them so long to fire that guy, and I guess it's only because they had just hired him, but yeah. Yeah, but Adam, I would not expect you to think they had a chance. I could say the same. I don't think Toronto has a chance against Ottawa. Is it realistic if I said that? Not really, obviously. But no, it's your opinion. You're entitled to that opinion. I'm not saying they are going to win this series. I'm saying they have a legitimate chance to win this series. I do feel they will win this series, but we'll have to see how it goes. But I didn't. I'm never going to sit here and go, yeah, the Leafs are going to win that. I'm not. I'm probably never going to do that, and I don't expect Adam to do that for the Habs, and that's fine. It's fair. Maybe win 2 games. I mean, listen, you know what? I'll be happy if they win 2 games. I'm not going to be all like, oh, man, they didn't win. I'm not really expecting them to. I'm hoping they will, and I think they can. How's that? I think that's really accurate for how I feel. I don't really expect them to win, but I do think they can. And as Babe I just put up there, anything can happen in playoff hockey, and that is the truth. That is just the truth. You like the optimism, Adam? Well, good. I'm glad you like the optimism. I mean, listen, I wish Montreal was favored in the way the Leafs are right now. I don't buy into the fact that the Leafs are going to win the cup. I don't buy into that. I worry about it this year. I have to admit, they're better. They're built better. Is it good enough? I don't know. We have a better chance than the Bruins do. I would say that today, since the playoffs have started, Montreal's got a better chance than the Bruins do. Yeah, I would agree with you on that, Eric. Matter of fact, I would think they have a much better chance than the Bruins do. Doesn't matter the teams that are out; they're out. We don't have to. We don't have to shit on them. They're out. Anyway, when the draft does come around, I'm hoping, because we got this 16th pick of Calgary. The only way we won't have that is if Calgary wins a lottery and moves up 10 spots. Other than that, we got a 16th pick there. Depending on how the Habs do, we might have 16th and 17th. So I don't know. I think if they lose in the first round, we'll have a 17th as well. If they win, then it'll be higher. So we'll see how that works out too. I wouldn't mind having 16 and 17. Rather have lower, but not. I'd rather also be in the playoffs, so we can't have them both. Lower or higher? I think I meant I'd rather have it higher. All right, I'm waiting over here. Good, only 3 minutes. I don't know. My last show, I don't know. I hope tonight goes well because I don't feel like I've got what it takes to do the show, you know. Some nights are like that, and I feel that tonight. So I hope I do better for you guys in the game stream than I'm doing right now. Richard is always right. I wouldn't say that about me, though. Caps going to win the series. An American team will still win a cup again. Well, to say an American team will still win a cup again, that's just American bullshit braggery, and you don't know that. To say Caps are going to win the series, okay, that's your opinion. But it's the first round of the playoffs. Why you have to brag like that? I'm American by birth, and I would give it back to you in a second if I could. But why would you have to brag about that? With everything going on in your country, you really go, oh, America! Really? We think of you as the crack house downstairs, man. So, shit on that. But have fun with that. Okay, where do we go from there? I don't know why an American would come into this stream and try to brag about how great America is. Demidov and Hudson will be exciting to watch in this series. I certainly hope so, you know. I expect that's the case. But since neither of them have been in the playoffs before, we don't really know, but I do expect that's the case. I do believe they're going to take it. I don't think with Hudson kind of ease him in because he's had a whole season. But Demidov might be eased in a little bit, you know, second power play unit. And I'm not sure what kind of ice time he'll see, you know, in the first couple of games. You hear they are good friends. That's what I hear, too. Hudson been driving him around in Montreal when, you know, from the rink and to his apartment. So, yeah, no, it's good. And Demidov's English is pretty good, so they can communicate no problem. And yeah, I think it's just great. So, if Line A doesn't produce tonight, he needs to be moved off power play 1. Yeah, I'm not sure I disagree at all with that. And it might be something that happens too. Who is Demidov living with? His girlfriend. They got their own place. The Canadiens got them a place, furnished it, decked it out with everything that they need, and I'm sure it's a nice kind of swanky apartment, a nice building downtown. I wouldn't worry about where he's living. What do I think of Hage? I heard he is one of Habs' untouchable prospects. Well, what would you think I think of him? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's totally untouchable, but I think he's a player they don't want to have to trade. That. What do I think of him? I mean, I think he's got a really high ceiling, and yeah, I think the kid is going to work his ass off to make it here, to make his game that which it needs to be a second line center. That's what he wants to be here. Yeah, I like his chances to do that. I mean, I like Hage a lot. In Theodore's opinion, is it Theodore or Theodore? I'm going to call you Theodore. In my opinion, he says, having Demidov on the same line with Laine isn't good for his development either. We saw the stark difference in his play in his first versus second game he played. Yeah, well, I think now you would like to complain then. If you're complaining now about something like that, like where do you want to play either of them if not on the same line? It's just something to complain about because there's nothing else to complain about. I'm not doing that. Hey, Scorchy, how's it going, man? Justin, it seems like it's been a while. Line A, Newhook, Demidov is a wild card line to Justin. The rest of the forward lines, I feel like you know what you will get. Theodore says, it's true. I recognize that when I see it. But Demidov was way better on the line with Armia than on the second line with Line A. You know, we're like I said, if we haven't seen them in the playoffs yet, let's see what it looks like tonight. I'm not going to say that, you know, that shouldn't work out. I do agree Line needs to step his game up a little bit. I do agree with that, but I got to think that playing him with a guy like Demidov is probably going to help to do that. Armia's got a bad wrist. I mean, I don't know that's, you know, Armia's not going to be the second line guy. Oh, what time is it? Oh, yeah, I got to go. All right. Thanks for that, babe. I appreciate that. Last comment, you're going to the game Friday? Nice. Oh, yeah, it must have cost us a lot. Now, listen, Lucas, you're not wrong. You don't know when you'll get a chance to do that again. Yeah, I hope you have a great time, and I hope they win too. Can't see the ice yet, Paul. It's coming up soon. All right, I got to take off for now. I'll be back at 7 for the game. Matt should be with me. And that's it. I hope it went well here and you enjoyed the time. Give a thumbs up as you leave if you don't mind. And if you're new, please give a subscribe. And unless you're that guy there that I had to tell off, I don't want him to subscribe. And that's it. I'll see you in 25 minutes. And go Habs, go. Should be a good game tonight. Should be a lot of fun. That's it. See you in a bit, guys. Thanks for watching. If you like this, give a thumbs up, leave a comment, and please share this video.